do the sorting. And in the previous class, we have discussed, I have told you that the different type of sorting algorithms available to us. Just for a quick recap, I am writing the name of all those sorting algorithms available to us. First one is bubble sort, then we have got quick sort, third one is selection sort, fourth one is merge sort, and fifth one is insertion sort. These are few sorting algorithms which are available to me, which I can use for sorting my data. Depending upon kind of data which is available to me, according to that I will be choosing the sorting algorithm. Right? In the last class we have already discussed about the bubble sort, how bubble sort works, what is the algorithm for it, right? And along with that we have done the selection sort also, where we have seen that how we can how we will be able to sort the data using the selection sort, where you will be comparing the corresponding data items in such a way that by the end of your pass your data will be in the sorted manner, right? So the concept of pass is used in almost all type of sorting techniques which are available to me. So that thing is kind of common. And I have given you the questions also. I hope you have already done those questions which I have given you from the sorting. So in today's class, we will start with the other type of sorting. So we have done the bubble sort already, selection sort is already done. Now let me give you the another type of, let's discuss another type of sorting, that's the insertion sort. So in today's class, we'll do the insertion sort. Now, before I go in the algorithm and I'll discuss the example with you, I'll give you few real life examples where you use the insertion sort for the betterment or for the proper arrangement of your data. Now, whenever suppose as a teacher, like I am a teacher, I check all your assignments, I check your exam sheets also. Every time we check those assignment sheets, then in that case we get those assignment sheets or those papers in the random order. So when I get that in the random order, but when I have to put up your marks on the award list, that award list is already in the sorted manner. It is arranged in the form of your, it is like on your UID base. So it means one set of your assignments are not in the sorted manner, which are already checked, but they are not in the sorted manner. Second case is where I have got the award list, but that is in the sorted manner. So either what I can do is I can keep on picking up one paper and try finding out your name in the given award list and put up your marks in front of it. That is a one way. But that is not the general approach a teacher use. Most of the teachers or most of the people will be using the another approach, that is the sorting approach. Now how we do that? For that there is one important thing that we do before preparing your award list. For that what we do, we arrange all the sheets available to us in the sorted manner, right? So when we are arranging the sheets in the sorted manner, it helps us out in picking up the sheet from one bundle. Like we pick up one sheet, we pick up one sheet from your like assignment, and after we are like done picking up with that, we refer to the corresponding sheet, the award list that we have got with us, right? And we put up your marks in that award list. So this is how we generally put up your marks on the basis of after doing the sorting of your sheets. This is general criteria, this is a normal thing that we do, and believe it makes our task very easy for us, right? Otherwise we can do the we can use the other approach also, where we are randomly picking up the sheets from the random sheets we have got, and we can keep on putting up your marks on that, but it is kind of cumbersome and it takes a long time for us to do it, and generally you know that we have lack of time, right? That is the one example which I can give you for the insertion sort. The second example is, most of you might have played the playing cards. So whenever we are playing the cards, you know, every card that we have got, whether it is the card of like hearts or the other or other thing, they always come up with some number written over it. So whenever you come up across with that, like you got those cards with you, so what is the first thing you do after you are done dividing those cards to the random people who, like to the 3 4 people whosoever is playing cards with you? After you are done with the division of that, when you receive your cards and have a look at them for the first time, the very first thing that you do with your cards is that you will arrange them in using a certain technique. Now what is that technique? That technique is that you will just have a quick look at all your cards. You will pick up just one card out of all the cards available to you, and using that card, what you will do is you will see whether it is at its correct place or not, right? So if you find out that it is not at its correct place, then you will pick up that card from your deck of cards and you will put it up at the new place as per its the designated place where it should be. So for that, so this is how you arrange your cards. For arranging the cards, you are using the insertion sort mechanism, which help you out in keeping your cards in a specific manner. So it helps you out in playing in a better way also. That's why we use the insertion sort. So that's why the name is that you are inserting the card from, you pick up the card from one place and insert it at some other place, which is the actual place for your card or your data. So for understanding it better, I will give you one example. So assume the data set which I have got it is 4, 3, 2, 10, 12, 1, 5, 6. So this is the data set which is available to me, and I will be using the insertions technique, insertion sort, for sorting out my data. You need to be very careful when you use the insertion sort. I will tell you how we will be doing it. So the very first thing you need to do is you will check out the very first number in your data. So the very first number in this is 4, right? So when it is the first number, nothing happens in that case because you are not sure with which you will be comparing it at the very first instance. So then you consider the second number. You consider first and second number together and you compare them. After you are done comparing them, like, you will get to know which number out of them is smaller. You can very well see that number 3 is smaller than that of 4. So every time you come across, every time you do some comparison and you get to know that the other number is smaller than this one, what you will do, you will replace them. Not replace them, actually you will swap the position. So after you are done with the swapping, now your new data set will become this. After the first step, now third has come at this place. So this was the element which we were comparing earlier, right? 3, we were comparing 3 with that of 4. We are done comparing with that. Now you need to pay attention to the second step, which is very important. This is the first one. Now in the second step, my pointer earlier was around this. Now what I will do is, now my pointer will move to the next location, that is the element number 2. When my pointer is moving to element number 2, the only thing that you need to keep in mind is that how do you compare, how do you do the next comparison. So when you do the next comparison will not only be with this comparison will be with the all the other part of the list also. So means if I am there at the second, I am checking out the data element which is present at the third location, the number is number 2, and if I am comparing it with the previous sublist, then I will be comparing it with both the locations. And as and when I get to know that the element with which I am comparing my data, it is smaller than that, then I will be swapping them. So when I do this comparison, when this comparison will happen with both of them, 2 is greater than 2 is less than 4 and 2 is also smaller than 3, right? So by doing the comparison between 2, 4 and 3, now you will insert data, means you will be inserting your data at this place where you will insert it. That insertion will take place at the initial stage of it. So now my data set will become this. Earlier its place was here. Now after I am done with the comparison of it with the other subparts, then I will be inserting that at the initial stage. So after the second comparison, this is how my data will look like. Now I have already done the comparison with the third place. Now my pointer is there at the fourth location. So when I go at the fourth location, the number is 10. So when my number is 10, what I will do is, I will do the comparison of 10 with all the other data elements present. I will be comparing 10 with 4, I will be comparing 10 with that of 3, I will compare it with that of 2 also. So when I am done with the comparison of this data element 10 with all the other elements which are present in the sublist, I got to know that 10 is like you can say that 10 is at its right place. Why it is at the right place? Because it is the biggest out of all the other elements which are present at the left location of your data. So it means every time you come across some data which is greater than the other element with which you are comparing it, you will do nothing in that case. Right? So I'm repeating it again. Every time you come across any data which is more than that of the other data elements which are present in the sub list of it, then you will do nothing. So I'll write it here, nothing happens. Nothing happens with this data element is greater than that of the other data elements present. Now my pointer will move to the next element. My next element is element 12. So we will follow the same procedure. Now what is the procedure that we have to follow? I will be comparing 12 with that of 10, with 4, with 3 and that with that of 2. So I will be comparing 12 with every other data element present in my sublist. Once I am done with the comparison and I can see that 12 is greatest out of all the other sub elements in my data. So what will happen in that case? What will happen in that case? Whenever the data element we are trying to compare with the other data element, if it is greater than that of the other elements, then nothing will happen in that case. Okay, so nothing will happen in that case. The order of my list will remain same. Right? Now after I am done comparison of 12, now my data will, sorry, my pointer will now move to the element number 1. So when my pointer moves to the element number 1, I will be comparing number 1 with that of the other data elements. I will be comparing 1 with that of 12, with 10, 4, 3, 2. So when I am done with the comparison, why I am doing that comparison? Why? Because I am trying to find out a proper place my element where I can do the insertion for it. Right? So I will pick up the data from the given like already like location. After I am done with its after I am done with the comparison, I will pick it up from the given location and I will put it up at the correct place for it. So after I am done with this comparison, I know that 1 is less than that of 2, so its correct place is this before 2. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 12, 5 and 6. So this is what my array look like now after I am done with the insertion of data element 1 from the given location to the new location. Now my pointer will move to the next element, that is the element number 5. So when I am there at my location 5, I will follow the same procedure. So the same procedure is I will be comparing it with every element and by doing that comparison, I am trying to find out the proper location where I will be inserting my element now. So 1, 2, 3, right? So nothing will happen because 5 is greater than 3, 4 is smaller than of 5, 10 is greater than that of 5. So it means the location of 5 is somewhere between 4 and 10. So now I will be inserting my number 5 between 4 and 10. So after doing insertion, this is how my data will look like now, right? So this is how your insertion works. Now again, where I am now my pointer is there at location number, last location of the data element where the data element is 6. So I will be doing the same procedure again. I will be following the same procedure, right? Now when I am done with this comparison, after the end of all the comparisons, I will be able to place my data element at the exact location where it should be. So if you have a close look at this array which we have just received, you can see that now we have got our data in the sorted manner. So what is the final list that we have got now? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 and 12. Right? This is how my data should be in the sorted manner. Earlier I had the data 4, 3, 2, 10, 12, 1, 5 and 6. This was my unsorted data. This was how my unsorted data looked like. Now what I will do now, in this case I will be doing my this insertion where I will be inserting the data at its exact location and I will be putting it up at the correct place where it should be. And after doing around 6 passes, we are able to place the data in the, put up the data in the sorted manner. So this is how your insertion sort work. Please make sure you should be aware about how bubble sort work, how selection sort work, and how insertion sort work. I have seen students who get confused with the different sorting techniques, and it's all right if you get confused also. That's not a big issue, but I suggest you to do the practice. That will make you understand the concepts in a better manner. Now we are done with the insertion sort. We will do its algorithm after a while, right? After I'm discussing everything with you. Now I will give you one question. Just give me a second, please. It will be from the sorting.